What's up, everyone? OJ here, and we are back. It's been quite some time since we've had anything to talk about when it comes to Shin Megami Tensei 5. This is rumors or not. So, welcome back to Shin Megami Tensei 5 news, guys. And it's definitely good to talk about this game because there really hasn't been much to anything. And to be honest, based on this new or the latest information that we do have, it's simply just a rumor at this point. But I get so many questions on my live streams and so many different people asking me, hey OJ, when are we going to talk about Shin Megami Tensei 5? Where is this game? What's going on with it? So I felt compelled to talk about anything, even if it's just a rumor when it comes to this game, because everyone's been asking about it, and I think that it's going to be pretty spectacular when it does launch based on some of the information that's already been put out there. And since it's been such a long time since this game was revealed, 2017, so we're going on 2+ years at this point. It was back in January that we got that original trailer for the game. I am going to kind of recap what's going on, but the long story, kind of somewhat shorter, not even a long story, but essentially there's some rumors going around that we could get some new information on Shin Megami Tensei 5 pretty soon here. I mean, we're talking about within the next month or so. I'm just kind of speculating on that. On Twitter, Mr. Oya said, quote, Shin Megami Tensei related announcement will be made in the near future. It's going to be important. However, there's also another Twitter user, Sabi, who kind of said the same thing, but he said it before Mr. Oya on Twitter had to say it. And there was a little bit of fighting kind of going back and forth between the users saying, oh, well, you stole his tweet or whatever the case is. Either way, they're both cool with each other, but we still have to wait and see. It's just a rumor, but I would guess, I mean, you don't even have to really talk about it as a rumor to say, yeah, I would think that there's probably some information coming up on Shin Megami Tensei 5, maybe in some type of dedicated video that they put out, maybe it's even in a Nintendo Direct. Something like that should be coming on Shin Megami Tensei 5 within the next month or so. But the thing about all this, guys, it's like, what is soon? Even if you go on Atlus's page, they say Shin Megami Tensei 5 coming soon. And that page has been up for so long, I think since like what, November of 2017. So everybody's idea of soon, or what their opinion of soon is always varying. So keep that in mind, guys, when it comes to these tweets and all that. And also remember, it is a rumor what they're saying here, since it's not officially from Atlus, so don't take it as it's fact and Shin Megami Tensei news is coming like tomorrow or something like that. Now, for the recap of what's been going on with this game, let's talk about it a little bit. Even if you know, or even if you think that you know all the information about it, I do want to break down some of the things, because it's very interesting when you look at what they've said about this game and when they've talked about it, which is not much, but I have rounded up some things here. So Kazuki Yamai, he's the guy who's making this game. He is the producer or the director of it. You should be in good hands here, or this game should be in very good hands, because he also produced Shin Megami Tensei 4, Shin Megami Tensei 4 Final, had a hand in those, and those games were absolutely amazing on the Nintendo 3DS, so we shouldn't have any issues there. Now, this game is powered by Unreal Engine 4, and it's the first official HD Shin Megami Tensei game, and we're not counting Persona here, which is a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei. We're just talking about the vanilla Shin Megami Tensei game, first one to be in HD, which is a blessing and a curse when it comes to some of the things, which we will get into in just a little bit. Now, according to the producer of the game, Yamai, Shin Megami Tensei 5 has been in full-scale development since at least minimum late 2017, early 2018, because he did state in an interview that full-scale production has started, and that was back in February 2018. So interviews always aren't exactly on the same day, or you never know when they're published compared to when he was talking about. So I'm guessing that full-scale development of the game happened right around when they confirmed the game was also coming to the US in November 2017. So that's what I'm speculating on that, but we know the minimum is at least February 2018. So they've been working on it for quite some time down here with full-scale development. Now, some of you guys might be asking, okay, well, why they go with Unreal Engine 4 for this style of turn-based RPG? And there's actually a very good reason for it. They wanted to be able to take more time in developing new ideas and tinkering tinkering with those than having to build the game's base in terms of how it runs or what it's running on. So almost like instead of building the house and then moving in, the house is already built, so you can just move in and put in your furniture and do what you need to do. So I think that was a good call, especially with Unreal Engine 4, because there's so many tools available to you. You don't have to spend so much time doing things like building the base of the engine and how it's going to run and running into issues there. But how about the gameplay in this one? And the gameplay is obviously important. What about the themes? That's important too. And what they wanted to do here with this, they wanted to kind of adapt to the times of what's going on, the modern day times. And we're talking about stuff like terrorism, weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons, things like that, and even down to smaller end things like unemployment and retirement and stuff like that. So the game is going to have a broad scope when it comes to personal type of things with other humans interactions, in addition to more serious and a bigger range of problems that the world does go through. And that has me very excited to play. Here's another thing, guys. Not only is this Unreal Engine 4, but the game is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. And this kind of made some people mad because Nintendo 3DS did get exclusive Shin Megami Tensei games, but that's the Nintendo 3DS. We're moving into the HD era, and of course the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and of course PC. They've been around before the Nintendo Switch, so a lot of fans out there were wondering, well, why is this only on the Nintendo Switch? Well, according to the development team, the producer Yamai, he says that he likes the portability combined with the strong HD visuals. Now, being able to do stuff like demon fusion on the comfort of your own couch was something that he really enjoyed, and I'm just adding in my own speculation here, but the fact that they can sit there and they can focus on one system and make the best game that they can make for that one system, because Atlas does not have the biggest Shin Megami Tensei development team, and the budget and what they get is underneath what Persona gets. So they were able to get the budget to make it on PlayStation 3 and also on PlayStation 4. I don't think Atlas is willing to give them that budget. So I think picking the Nintendo Switch and kind of banking on people wanting to play a Shin Megami Tensei game portably was what they went with. And I think looking at the sales of the Nintendo Switch and looking at Japanese game sales and kind of what's going on with the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch, I think it was a good call to at least have the game on the Nintendo Switch. I wouldn't have minded if it was on the PlayStation 4 and PC as well, but I think the minimum having it on the Switch was a good idea, especially if you look at the trends here. But here's the thing, guys. We have Unreal Engine 4, we have HD, we have all of this cool stuff, but there's some drawbacks with that as well. And since the game is in HD and they're modeling all the different demons that you guys know and love and probably then some, development is going to take 3 times longer compared to previous games. And I think that's the reason why relatively we've been seeing like, hey, they haven't been talking about it and it's been a while since we've seen anything. It's just because they're trying to polish it up. This is their first HD Shin Megami Tensei title for many of the developers. This is their first time even working with HD. So I think they're definitely taking their time and they're going through some trial and error, and they're taking the time to do all the different modeling on all the different demons, because for those who don't know, Shin Megami Tensei games, Persona as well, they share the types of demons, and there's a bunch of them, and people are expecting to see all those different ones. You can't cut the roster down of what demons are going to be in the game, because with Shin Megami Tensei, they're very important. You use those demons to help you fight. I think that you need to make sure that they have all the different models done well. You can't have some of them crappy, then some of them not. So it makes sense that this game is taking a bit longer than some might have thought. But then again, if you look at it, full-scale development, end of 2017, early 2018, I mean, this is about a 2 to 3 year game when it comes to the development time, and that's absolutely normal and fine. So I think the grand finale of all this and this video is, when is Shin Megami Tensei 5 actually going to come out? When is the launch date? That's the thing that everyone's been wondering, and I would feel that 2019 is really packed. So I don't think we're going to get a launch in 2019. I feel that early 2020 is going to be when Shin Megami Tensei 5 is launched on the Nintendo Switch. Early 2020 at some point and kind of avoiding all of the major games this year, because there's Pokemon and there's just so many other games coming out this year. Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, we got RPGs galore, we got action games, we got pretty much everything. The summer is packed as well with Fire Emblem, so obviously it's not going to come out at this point, but some were maybe thinking 2019. Heck, I even thought at some point it would be like a 2018, like late 2018 release. But no, it looks like it's going to be early 2020, in my opinion. That's a speculation on my end, but we'll have to wait and see. So what do you guys think about Shin Megami Tensei 5? Are you guys excited for the game? Do you guys feel that the game is going to come out early 2020? When do you feel the release date, or they're going to talk about it? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow. Hit that like button on this video if you did enjoy it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.